It's interesting, isn't it, when you think, because Oprah Winfrey, a multi-billionairess, whatever you want to call her, well, didn't really fancy the idea, as did all of those very rich and powerful and, well, bustingly rich friends surrounding Meghan Markle. Nobody seemingly wanted to get involved in this. But now, are things about to change? As ever, let me explain. Welcome back, chums, and welcome to a very rainy day here in the United Kingdom. I hope you're keeping well. By the way, I don't know if you've noticed this if you are in the United Kingdom, and it's always good to share these bits with you. I've been up and down recently filming for various other projects, and what I do notice when you go through certain towns and cities, yes, they've all got Christmas lights up, and I use that term Christmas loosely. They're just white lights, at best maybe golden, but never do you see the words Happy Christmas or Merry Christmas. They're now being rebranded in our world as festive lights, winter lights, so as not to offend. But as I've often said, come Ramadan, that word will be everywhere. And you dare speak out about that? Oh, and you're so difficult. You see how this works? Let me know if you've spotted, if you live in the United Kingdom, does your Christmas tree lights actually say Merry Christmas or indeed Happy Christmas? Is it anywhere to be seen? I can't find it anywhere, and I've been around a lot in the last couple of weeks. I'd love to know. Let's get back, of course, to your royal story of the day. And what's interesting here, sorry we haven't had a wave, have we? Do you know what's interesting here, I find, right, chums, is the fact that when you look at somebody like Meghan Markle, it would have been a bit of a cinch when you think connecting to all of these very big and powerful rich people. If you remember with Meghan at the start, she decided, didn't she, to connect back with Disney when she wanted to do voiceover stuff like that. And then, of course, that didn't really work out. There was the elephant documentary, but nobody knew whether the money was donated to charity or not. Everything is covered in a veneer, isn't it? There lies your problem. And as we all know, Meghan desperately tried to find a CEO, preferably a very powerful CEO that could knock her business into shape. The problem that Meghan has is that she doesn't think there's anything wrong with the business, and that is from an ex-staff member. You know, she doesn't get why people are not buying into it on a bigger level. And that is your problem. It doesn't matter who you are, whether you're selling vacuum cleaners or whether you're selling lawnmowers or whatever, you have to know what do the public want from you and what are you selling. So all of this claptrap of chocolate bars and wines and everything is just not resonating. However, as you know, Netflix are just slowly, ever so slowly, moving back and slowly dumping Meghan Markle. Now, when one of the biggest companies in the world says, bye, that really is a big signal for people to say, not interested, we'll move on, we'll have to call it quits. The problem that you have, of course, is that investors back away. And now, and I admire this side of her, whether it's right or wrong, she's carrying on pumping out the wrong things on Instagram, right? You just need to pause the whole thing and say, this is not working clearly. But the misguided lines of, oh, we've sold out. Well, if you're only putting out 12 chocolate bars, no, you haven't, but you get the picture. However, I've been told from an excellent source that behind the scenes, Meghan Markle is very hopeful very soon to have a brand new investor. And it's one that has already been, well, more than generous, many people might say. You see, Meghan and rich people herself never want to use their own money. But in Meghan Markle's case, it's Prince Harry's money. As I've often said, she did not arrive to the royal family with this busting amount of money. She was an actress, at best, picking up a weekly check. Lived well, and of course it cost a lot being Meghan Markle, you understand. All about, spa treatments, beautification treatments, that sort of thing. According to an excellent source, her latest friend, the one I'm talking about, that has been very kind in letting Meghan and Harry charge up and down in that private jet of hers, even though, of course, they're all about saving the planet, well, it looks like she could be inches away about making an investment. Now, you have to remember that Victoria Jackson has been very successful independently on her own for many, many years. Hence the reason Meghan, at first, acclimatised herself, as you can imagine, to Oprah Winfrey. Oprah has delved into many different businesses, but has, stopped herself from investing in Meghan Markle's. When you think about it, the likes of the Jenner family, Kris Jenner, Kim Kardashian, etc., they would have been a very good sort of match. But apparently, they too stepped back from the table. You get the picture. However, Victoria Jackson, a little bit more mature, a little bit more seasoned, and apparently feels very sorry for the way that Meghan has been treated on the world stage with regards to how a business is viewed, is very seriously considering making a substantial investment into As Ever. Now, this would mean that she would have to relinquish any sort of, ties with Netflix. This is a very tricky manoeuvre, and As Ever, I have to say, allegedly. But you see, Meghan is never really down for long because she always finds, some might suggest, the next victim. But in this particular case, this victim, and I use that term in the nicest possible way, genuinely could pump a serious amount of cash into As Ever the brand. But would that save it from where it's really at? Meghan apparently has been buoyant with news recently, telling staff everything's fine and we're on the right track. Do not worry about your jobs in the future. Apparently she's never been happier than ever. And this is all just about the time that that relationship with that very, very successful mogul in her own right has taken a step up. Either way, things could be better for Meghan. But again, once you look at the books, would you want to truly invest? News shown in the very heart of the United Kingdom.